brand new movie that just hit theaters this past weekend. This movie premiered all the way back early in 2024 at the Sundance Film Festival. It's been premiering at all kinds of festivals, and finally, it's hitting limited release. The film is written and directed by Megan Park, whose first film, The Fallout, in 2022, 2021, it was in my top 10 of that year, movie with Jenna Ortega and Maddie Ziegler. Definitely go check that one out. So I was very excited to see what she would follow up with. This movie stars in the leading role Maisie Stella as Elliot. Who is currently her family runs a cranberry farm, and she is kind of tired of that lifestyle and ready to move on to the city. But 3 weeks before she moves out of town, she goes on a mushroom drugs related trip into the woods with her friends, who are played by Maddie Ziegler, who plays Ruthie, and Carice Brooks, who plays Ro. On this trip, when she gets high, she meets the 21-year older of herself, who is older Elliot, of course, played by Aubrey Plaza. And during the movie, Elliot and older Elliot build a relationship that's not just over this mushroom trip. It seems that it's actually happening in real life. She can call her older self at any time and talk to her at any time as well. And older Elliot tells her, the one thing I tell you with advice is to stay away from a boy named Chad, who's played by Percy Hines White. The film is an hour and 29 minutes and is rated R. Welcome back to a brand new movie review here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Stenberg. We're talking about My Old Ass, not mine, but the movie My Old Ass. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Have you seen this movie? Have you heard buzz about it? Or are you just waiting for this on streaming? If you saw it, did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know in the comments section down below. Respond to all comments. Also, please subscribe and ring the bell. We're so close to 250 subscribers, so please subscribe and ring that bell for notifications if you're new to the channel. I do movie, TV show reviews, out-of-theater reactions, movie franchise rankings, and every Tuesday I do a box office show, so please subscribe and ring that bell. And also, please like the video. So I saw this trailer months ago. I've heard really good buzz about the movie for the whole year, really. And Aubrey Plaza is one of my favorites. I love Parks and Rec, and I've been following her career ever since then. So, and she's been very busy lately with Agatha All Along and Megalopolis and this kind of all coming out around the same time. So, and the fact that this is also, I forgot to mention the intro, this is also from Margot Robbie's production company as well. So she is one of the producers, had lead producers on this film as well. So I was very excited, but I didn't really have the super high expectations because it got very limited release, and we haven't heard that Oscar buzz for this movie. But right off the bat, this is definitely one of the most pleasant surprises. I think this is a fantastic, and I'll be honest, this is a special movie. And I was not expecting this, because when you watch a movie like this in the trailer, I'm not trying to be a jerk at all. I watch movies, I watch every single movie. Some movies that are not made for me, but every movie should be made for everyone. And when I was watching, I said, as a guy, would I relate to what the lead character is going through in the movie, in the trailers? But what I'm going to say is this is, for me, one of the most relatable, heartwarming, emotionally resonant films for me of the entire year. I was actually floored by how much I was kind of moved by this movie. It's like a 20-minute walk from the movie theater back to my place, and I couldn't stop thinking about what transpired in the movie, made me think about my own life at times. And I was like, wow, this really did affect me. And I want to start with multiple different areas for the positives. The first is the movie, yes, has to be promoted for Aubrey Plaza business-wise. She's in the movie, not as much as I think the marketing will let you know. This is Maisie Stella's movie. She is in every shot of the film. She's in every scene of the movie. It is on her shoulders because we're going through her life. It's her coming of age type story. She's 18 years old. She doesn't know, she doesn't want to be a cranberry farmer like her parents or her family legacy, but she doesn't know what to do in life. She is thought she was gay for her entire life, and then she starts romantically really liking a boy and understanding, is that the right thing? She thought she was in a category for her entire life, and now she's feeling something different. And then obviously this conversation with her old self, 21 years older, and kind of being disappointed in what she thought of her life. That she was kind of disappointed, and this is really what my life is going to turn into, and trying to get tips from her older self. And I'll get to the themes and the messages, but for me, this is a amazing performance that, because Maisie Stella, first of all, is not known for acting. She has a lot bigger career music-wise, if I'm not mistaken. And because obviously she's a nobody in the movie business, she probably won't get any recognition throughout award season, which I think is bad. This is one of the best performances of the entire year. Because yes, you might not be gay, you might not be straight, you may not be a woman, you might not be a teenager or a late teen in the present day, but the movie finds a great way of putting you in Elliot's shoes and you philosophically asking questions. If you were Elliot, would you ask these questions to your older self? How would you go about if for some reason if you feel like you really like this boy, and for some reason it all feels right to you, but your older self keeps telling you stay away from him. What do you do in that situation? And the script is obviously fantastic. I think it's one of the best screenplays of the entire year. It is on the shoulders of Maisie Stella, and she's really terrific in the film. Aubrey Plaza is obviously a huge get for this type of movie to get an actress of her caliber in this movie. And yes, she's not in the movie a ton, but she makes a really big impact. After the first scene she was in, I said, did they really just get her just to have a big marquee enough name to promote the movie? But especially with her character, there is one scene in the third act with her character that might be the most moving emotional scene for me that I've seen this year in a great way. Could not believe how emotionally engulfed I was in this scene. And Aubrey Plaza gave a moving performance in this scene. The whole cast is really strong. The other main standout is Percy Hines White, who's known for playing one of the main characters on Wednesday, the TV show. He's really excellent in the movie. Great chemistry with Stella. And Elliot and Chad is a fascinating relationship. And the performances are really strong. As I said, the movie has such strong themes and messages because, yes, it is a coming of age movie, but you have the older self, when, the younger self kind of complaining, oh, my siblings are annoying. My mom can be quite annoying when she rambles on. And the older self does tell her, like, over phone calls or in these kind of one-on-one meetings, enjoy all these moments because when you leave, you might not see them for a long time. And I thought it was really emotionally resonant because I think more movies are kind of doing this now. I've seen in the last 4 or 5 years, but having movies like this where it's about just being around family members and being grateful for being at a dinner table with family members or being grateful for playing golf with your brother. There's a lot of moments where a lot of themes are about just being in the moment and not taking it for granted. And I thought that was such a moving and a perfect message to put in a coming of age movie. Because as you are young, time does, now I can personally, because I'm not the exact same age as Elliot, but I'm around the same ballpark as the character in the film, really are basically the same age. Time does really fly by, especially in your younger years. And because you're young, you want to do so many things and you kind of lose track of time. And it was a really fascinating conversation I was even thinking to myself to movie, if my older self for some reason was talking to me or called me, what questions would I ask? What advice would I want? And how complex that relationship would be. And yes, does the movie not explain why this happens? The movie doesn't have to explain why, even after this mushroom trip, why the older version of Elliot can still text or call her or see her in person. But what's shocking was at first that this would kind of be a problem if they don't explain this. And I kind of found it really more special that they didn't explain it. You don't need an explanation for everything. And I think that's a lot of movies and a lot of screenplays miss. And that's why I think this is a really special screenplay. As I said, it's a coming of age movie. The movie can also be very funny because it is kind of a coming of age movie. All the characters have some really relatable jokes. And these people, everyone in the movie, and this includes Aubrey Plaza, everyone feels like a real person that you could walk down the street and see right now. It felt like a real, authentic person and people, a community that you could relate to. And as someone maybe around her ballpark, I maybe relate to this more than maybe a 40-year-old. But I think everyone can relate to being that teenager, not knowing what to do with your life, and then maybe not taking advantage of these little moments in your life. So I found this movie to be really profound. This will definitely be in my top 10 of the year. It's definitely one of my favorite movies of the year so far. I hope this movie isn't too small to make a little dent in awards season. It is such a little movie, as they say, but these are the type of movies that I will recommend to people around in my life for the foreseeable future. I love this movie, and if you haven't seen it, I really do highly recommend it. I'm going to give My Old Ass a 4.5 out of 5. I'm going to go 93% for this film. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.